Hey, atheist, what's it like knowing that you follow Satan, the god of this world, 2 Corinthians 4, 4 to 5 KJV, and that your education is false and admittedly indoctrinated by John D. Rockefeller? He says that, quote, you are workers and not thinkers. Thinking is for people who can actually critically think, smart people, Christians. um, I'll continue to shove my religion down your throats, because you know what? Satanic is religion is pushed down us Christians' throats 24/7 every day. Satanic religion of the world is pushed down our throats every single day, and we don't even realize it. We just go about our daily lives and accept it for what it is. If you look at a lot of the world, I think it explains, the mark of Satan. People don't even know their own genders. You got people saying that a heartbeat is not a life, and uh, that we came from monkeys, and these same people are trying to tell you what's above your head, what God's creation is. Uh, that's heaven above your head. That's not space. Space isn't real. Space is a fairy tale for atheists to cope in their little delusional religion of 96%, 97% pseudoscience via dark matter and dark energy that they can't prove. Apparently, dark matter doesn't even exist anymore, so all you're left with is dark energy, which is off by 10 to the power of 120, according to Michio Kaku. Um, it's not looking good for y'all. Geocentrism, which is what the Bible teaches, is what all of modern cosmology shows us, is that the Earth is at the center of creation, and everything revolves around the Earth. But they tell you space is so big, kind of like a loaf of bread, like raisins on a loaf of bread. No matter where you're standing in the universe, it'll look like you're at the center, or we're at the center, and you're just putting another band-aid over your little cope religion of denial that you glue together with tape and sticks and send it to the moon, and then your astronauts reply a little bit too early and defy the speed of light and debunk the moon landing by replying too early to Houston. Oh man, it's not looking good for y'all. Let's go back to the moon. Space should be a tourist attraction, eh? I think if space was real, it'd definitely be a tourist attraction. I think if space was real, we'd definitely have more photos, HD of the Earth. We'd have live videos of the Earth. We'd have a camera on the moon pointed at the Earth 24/7. If the rotational axis that is locked to the Earth supposedly was off by 1/1000th of 1 degree, we would see the other side of the moon once every 3 years. Oh, but we don't. What a coincidence, eh? Oh yeah, and the sun is 400 times the distance and 400 times larger than the moon, that it just so happens to look like they're the same size and the same distance in the sky. But trust me, bro, they're not. Or God made them that way for you to be comforted by his creation and know that he's real. You see two perfect machine cut quarters in the sky, and if the lights turned off, would you be able to tell which one is which? Obviously, without looking at the craters and stuff, you wouldn't even know, because they appear the same size and the same distance in the sky. And the sun moves just like the moon does. And the earth is stationary just like the Bible says. And the sun moves just like the Bible says. And the earth is fixed and immovable just like the Bible says. And Michelson Morley proved this back in I think it was the early 1900s. Michelson Morley proved that the Earth is stationary via interferometry measurements, which is light measurements bouncing off of mirrors to prove that the Earth is stationary. Interferometry is the most accurate measurement in terms of measuring the movement of an object. Let's see, what else? Yeah, geocentrism is 97% more viable than heliocentrism. We don't need dark matter or dark energy. So, yeah, the Bible is on point with creation. All of cosmology agrees with this. Y'all reject it based on philosophical grounds of the horror of a unique position, and you reject it at all costs. That's not science. It's called philosophy. It's called pseudoscience. It's called Kabbalistic religion. It's called Jesuitic religion. It's called satanic religion. Your little fairy tale of outer space doesn't exist. Only in your little NASA CGI cartoons, maybe. It's kind of delusional that you think CGI cartoons are reality. Uh, I'm sure most of y'all like WWE or something. If you like NASA, you probably like WWE. Probably a WWE fan, eh? It's real, damn it. So what if there's a green screen, bro? So what if NASA has a pool with a replica of the International Space Station, and they claim that they train astronauts in it, and the astronauts that they do train, they admittedly say that they're brainwashed and they can't tell the difference between going to space and training, because they put them in a dark, isolated room and close all the windows, and they lose all track of time. And this is recorded on video in a NASA astronaut interview. I have a video on it. Let's see, what else? NASA has a facility named Michoud facility, It's big enough to have 33 football fields in it. There's that number 33, Freemasonry, Satanism at the highest levels. Um, all astronauts are Freemasons, by the way. $400 billion industry. Space is a very profitable lie. $70 million a day. Less than 1,000 people have been to space. It's not a hard secret to keep. Compartmentalization. They all believe the lie. It doesn't mean they're in on it. If you got less than 1,000 people going to space and they're all Freemasons and satanic ritual people, and you blackmail them and they're getting paid, I don't think they have much will to want to reveal the truth to anybody, because they don't care about you in the first place and they just want the money. You either serve God or money. NASA has a facility called Machoud. It's big enough to have 33 football fields in it. It's home to the world's largest green screen. They rent it out to Hollywood for movies, and they have contracts with people. NASA has contracts with people that specialize in how good they make a harness to where it makes you look like you're floating, and it's an invisible line that makes it look like you're floating, and that's their specialty, is how good they make a harness that specializes in that. And they've been caught on video with wire harnesses attached to astronauts while they're not showing you the fourth wall. Or, they'll record their spacewalks in a zero gravity plane in a free fall and record that and then put it into segments and increments and then stitch it all together to make it look like it's one continuous video. What else? Bubbles in space, the water in the pools. The stars glitching through their green screens on their spacewalks. The bubbles going opposite directions while they're supposed to be going in one preferred direction, 17,000 miles an hour. They have contracts with companies who specialize in virtual reality lifetime, which is a lifetime four-dimensional set that it creates an entire green screen set around you, a 360-degree green screen around you in real time. So you could be standing here, and there's an entire green screen around you, and the fourth wall, which is me, so everything behind me is the fourth wall, is eliminated. So there is no more fourth wall, and it's just an entire green screen set live. So, augmented reality, things like that. Hey, look, my hand's over here. They've displayed that they have this technology, and they claim that they use it for children, but y'all might as well be as gullible as children if you think space is real because you saw it on TV in your little NASA fairy tale. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive greatly. T minus, so T minus Satan. So what's Satan minus T? NASA. When you add up NASA, all the letters, and you reverse them, so Z would be 26, and then A would be 1. You reverse all of them, they equal 666. Wow. Just like your 666 globe model that doesn't belong anywhere in the Bible. Tragic.